Hey guys, Scotty here, and I want to talk about some important changes coming to Carnage. Don't be scared, Carnage is still happening, we're not going anywhere. We're still going to be pumping out plenty of content, working on all your favourite project cars, but I do want to address some things that are going to change with Carnage, and that is we're going to stop numbering our videos in the titles and that sort of thing. You may not think that's much of a deal, but it will be a bit of a deal. You'll notice it, and I know there'll be a lot of questions, and I'd rather address these questions here than try and address them on multiple comments. No one seems to read the comments. They all make the comments, they don't read the comments because no one seems to know that I answered a question up here and they make a new comment and they have to answer that one and so on and so forth. But yeah, we're going to make some changes just to make ourselves a little bit sexier to our SEO and all that sort of stuff. That's search engine optimization for those that aren't aware of the current terminologies, that sort of thing. And I guess we've got to look back at where Carnage started, because Carnage is like an evolving thing. YouTube's an evolving thing. YouTube was a different space 4 years ago. We've just passed our 4th anniversary. I know we didn't make much of a deal of it, but we've done 100 Carnage Plus episodes. We've done 60 Carnage episodes, and we've decided to not do Carnage Plus and Carnage as separate entities anymore. We're going to put them all together. It's all going to be Carnage now. It's not going to be Carnage Plus and Carnage anymore. It's going to be just all Carnage all the time. And I guess I'll explain how we got to that point, because you kind of got to look back at where Carnage started. All right, Carnage started with, Turbo Taxi. That was our first Carnage car. All right, we bought a taxi and we did our first 4 videos on Turbo Taxi, and it was like 1 video per month, because we'd gone to our superiors at the time and gone, we want to do this amazing thing, and we're going to make a video a month and put it up on YouTube, and people are going to love it, sort of an Aussie build series thing on various cars, So the first 4 episodes were Turbo Taxi, and the next 3 were the MX-5. But it soon became very clear that that wasn't enough for you guys. 1 video per month wasn't enough, and we kind of got it, but we also didn't have the budget to go bang bang bang, we need all the these extra videos. We didn't have the budget, we didn't have the space. You got to remember, back then in that first year, Carnage didn't have its own workshop. We were borrowing workshop space off friends like MPW and then Max Performance, and these guys, they were very generous in allowing us to use workshop space, and they didn't have to do it, but they helped us majorly, and we are internally thankful for those businesses for helping us out, and they still help us out. They're great guys, and if you want to support a business, MPW, Max Performance, all those guys. Of course, our sponsors are super important. Valvoline, Hair & Forbes, Ryobi, and some of our other sponsors. And back in the day, they are all been super important in making Carnage what it is today. But so that first year, basically 1 episode per month, and it became, like we said, very clear. You guys were super angry about it. It's weird, giving you guys this amazing free content, you're getting super angry because we're not giving you enough of it. You wanted more content, more often, content all the time. So, I just realized one day, and it was no official meeting about this. It was like, Scott, you've got to pump out more content. We've got to do this. And in the same time, I'm also still working across the magazine and doing drag challenge organisation, which I'm still doing, but the magazine stuff has kind of, been pushed aside to guys like Kian and some of our other freelance guys and that sort of thing. So I'm not doing so much across the magazine now, because now we're doing Carnage, because we've got this amazing workshop space and we have to produce content all the time, because YouTube and just the internet is an insatiable beast. You guys are beasts. We've got to feed you all the time. So here we are at this point where we've decided that after 100 Carnage Pluses, and you've got to remember, Carnage Plus wasn't even a thing back in the day. Carnage Plus was just something that I decided to do because we had our Carnage episodes, and there were these great, expansive, beautifully shot and edited videos that you guys saw maybe 30% of the footage we shot. So much footage just ended up still in the hard drive. You guys never saw it because it just didn't fit into the narrative we were trying to tell at the time, you know. So we were just like, okay, let's show them some of that behind the scenes footage and let's make it Carnage Plus. And then Carnage Plus became this thing of, you know, let's show you all the stuff that goes into, you know, building an engine. It's all well and good to, you know, have an engine and get it built professionally from a shop, or even just bang it together away from the camera and no one ever sees the dramas that happen. Well, we show you the dramas that happen. You know, this engine has been more of a drama than any that I've ever done in my life, but that's a different story. But these dramas happen, and they happen to everyone. This is what you don't understand. Doesn't matter if it's a professional workshop, a YouTuber, or whatever, everyone has dramas. We're just more honest about it than most. Most people just don't tell you about it. We tell you everything. And of course, we cop a lot of shit for it, don't we? So comments section definitely reflects that, which can be frustrating personally sometimes, you know, when you got to read those comments and, you know, deal with these people that don't understand what is going on. They think it's all sunshine and roses and rainbows all the time. It's just not the case. And it's not the case for pretty much anyone who's working with cars. You know, cars, you know, it's that old saying, if it's got tits or tyres, it's going to cause you problems. Well, yeah, we got a shed full of things with tyres, and yeah, they cause us problems all the time. However, so yeah, Carnage Plus, we got to that 100 episodes. Actually, we went beyond a little bit, and I've even backdated it. I've gone back through the titles of those ones that went over the 100 and retitled them. So Carnage Plus 100 is the last of the official Carnage Plus episodes. Carnage, I think we're up to 60 episodes. You know, in Carnage has always been more about, you know, building the car, but also using the car, taking the dyno, taking the track, taking them places and enjoying them, you know, out there in the universe. And we love doing that. We want to do more of that. And of course, COVID really hurt us in that respect as well. So we, you know, everything was going great. We had our workshop and we were building great cars. And then all of a sudden COVID hit and we're locked down, and then we can't, you know, do the things that we used to do. We do race car things with our race car friends, basically. So yeah, that really hurt, and it hurt us not only just personally, but, you know, in terms of views and content and that, because it's very hard to generate content in your home garage when you've got one car to work on and you can't buy parts because everyone's in lockdown and you're kind of, you know, stuck with what you got at the time. So anyway, COVID is still affecting us. You know, the lines between Carnage Plus and Carnage got very blurry there during that COVID period. And I guess they still are very blurry because it's that point where we can't actually, you know, go places. Like we can go to local racetracks and that sort of thing when they're open. Not all of them have been open of late, and some of them have only just reopened, which is great. But it is tough, you know, when you want to go to events in Queensland or South Australia or whatever, but you're so fearful of crossing those borders because you may get stuck in another state. You cross the state border and they have a little COVID flare up and they close the borders. You're stuck there, and you're stuck there for the duration, and it could be weeks, months, who knows. So we've got to be very careful about our planning of interstate trips at the moment, which is a real bummer because, like, you know, Calder's not operating right now. They're hoping to come back very soon. Heathcote's only just fired back up again, which is great. And those guys have been, you know, doing amazing things out there, and we do hope to get out there more often with our cars. We certainly, Trovo was the last car we took out there, ran 10s, you know, and we've just got a whole bunch of parts back for that. So the diff is actually all together, ready to pretty much go into the car now. So you'll see that in an upcoming episode. Obviously, we've got parts we've got the crank in the Superman engine, and you'll see that episode before you'll see this one, but then you'll see the pistons going into that after this one. So it's just you know, we are constantly producing content. We are trying our hardest, and there are, like I said, going to be some small changes with how we present this to you, but it is going to be all Carnage all the time. Everything's going to be Carnage. We're not going to be numbering them. We're just going to put them into playlists appropriate to the car. So, you know, if you want to see the V6 stuff, Superman will be the playlist that you go to. You want to see Trollbo, playlist for Trollbo. Turbo Taxi, MX-5, they all have their own playlists on our channel, and it's easy to find the content in the order that it appeared. So, I just thought I'd let you know this is all happening. This is why it's happening. You know, we want to make this the best show that we can, so we can produce content for you guys, and we can just have a blast doing what we do. And we do. We enjoy doing what we do. But yeah, it has been tough at times. We have been doing it 4 years now, and I'm grateful of this experience and just having this space. And we've got new lights now. It's amazing. It's so bright in here. We can actually see what we're doing. It's great. But anyway, stay with us. You're going to see it all on future episodes of Carnage, and it's going to be amazing. But yeah, if you don't see, you know, episode numbers at the start on the titles anymore, don't be afraid. It's all good. Just keep joining us for the journey. Anyway, here we go. Let's keep going with the Carnage.